Wait. 2 minutes.
I'm glad to see
Yes.
screen में हम दोनों ही हो. Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Here we are on the platform of Metamorphosis again with all the experts over here to share about what is actually nutrition and how is science related to nutrition. How can it affect our mental health? How can food affect our mental health? And other areas of our imbalance in the body. So, as we have a wonderful guest over here, she is connected to the Greek Ministry of Education from Greece. I will introduce about Rania ma'am in some time, and she will speak on the topic healthy minds and healthy bodies. Science isn't in textbooks; it's in lunch boxes. When children learn why iron prevents fatigue, they choose palak over chips. When they test how sprouts grow, they understand protein. Nutrition becomes science when curiosity replaces compulsion. Schools must teach this. Food is fuel, not reward. Lead to daily meals, hands-on experiments, grow microgreens, less pH of the drinks. Voice matters. Let kids track their energy levels before the meals because healthy minds begin with healthy plates. Nutrition is science and science is life. We proceed ahead with the metamorphosis video. What is metamorphosis about? And I will invite my guest.
Ma'am, is my
Volume.
अगर कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं, क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं. कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं, क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं. झांक ले अपने भीतर खुद से आप पूछ ले, कैसी चाहिए जिंदगी खुद आंखों से देख ले. मुट्ठियों को खींच के, सांसों को खींच के, मुट्ठियों को खींच के, सांसों को खींच के, से टकराने को, शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ. मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ. मुश्किलें हो कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है, अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है. मुश्किलें हो कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है, अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है. आओ आंख बढ़ाए कुछ करके दिखाना है, बहानों को आज से आग लगाना है. मुट्ठियों को खींच के, सांसों को खींच के, मुट्ठियों को खींच के, सांसों को खींच के, सबसे टकराने को, शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ. हाँ, खुद से है ये वादा कुछ करके जाऊंगा, सबके सीनों को गर्व से भर भर जाऊंगा। खुद से है ये वादा कुछ करके जाऊंगा, सबके सीनों को गर्व से भर भर जाऊंगा। करके सूरज को सलाम करके दुनिया सारी, मेरा ये जीवन मेरी जिम्मेदारी। मुट्ठियों को खींच के सांसों को खींच के, मुट्ठियों को खींच के सांसों को खींच के, सबसे टकराने को शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, 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 मैं तैयार हूँ। मुट्ठियों को खींच के सांसों को खींच के, सबसे टकराने को शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ।
Thank you so much, Shubhangi. Thank you. So today here we are on the platform of MASTERCHEF on a very, very vast and much neglected topic: healthy mind and healthy body. Healthy mind means healthy body. It's one system, not two. When we nourish our gut, regulate our breath, and move our bodies, we calm the noise and hear our voice. So all the educators over there, all the mothers over there, remember, you yourself matter and your child also matters. One meal, one breath, 1 minute of a moment. I invite my guest of this show today, Rania Lampou ma'am from Greece, and she is going to speak on this wonderful topic of healthy minds and healthy bodies, how is science and nutrition interconnected and how it affects the body and mental balance. So, Dr. Rania Lampou is a multi-awarded STEM instructor and researcher, global academician and educator, ICT teacher trainer, youth mentor, international keynote speaker, author, and global peace ambassador in Greece. Currently, ma'am is working at the Greek Ministry of Education and she is also a STEM instructor at the Greek Astronomy and Space Society, Annex of Salami and Pyrus. She has been awarded many national and international prizes, around 200 to be counted, and she is a Global Teacher Award 2020, 21, and 22, AKS Award winner, and a Global Teacher Prize finalist 2019, Varki Foundation. She has been associated with Metamorphosis from the last 6 years and has unconditionally been with Metamorphosis, giving her inputs, her knowledge, her vast connection on STEM education and science. So welcome, Nanya ma'am. Over to you. Please introduce about yourself. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear Sonal. Yes, I'm in the family of Metamorphosis from the very beginning of the foundation, and I'm very happy for this and I'm very excited to have collaboration. And of course, I'm very excited about this that you launched. So it gives me immense joy and excitement to welcome you all, me too, to this very first session of MasterChef, where food speak, because this is truly a journey of awareness, of transformation, of meaningful and enriching learning. And I could say that this is the beginning of a powerful movement. Science meets everyday life, and where nutrition becomes more than just a food on a plate. And our topic today, of course, is very relevant. And today's, fast changing world, because we often teach science through examinations, through textbooks, but real science lives around us every single day. It is in the energy that students feel it, the choices they make, in the food they eat, and the habits that they build. So this that we aim to create through Metamorphosis, and of course, this initiative encourages curiosity and healthy living through understanding, because Food is a fuel, as you say many times. It's not a reward. I'm going to discuss about reward eating. Healthy plates create minds, and science is not separate from life. Science is life. And as we begin this insightful brainstorming interactive session, I think that we need to have open minds, open hearts to explore how nutrition shapes learning, emotional well-being, focus, creativity, attention, memory, all these cognitive functions, and student success and performance finally. So I think that we will have a very interesting and constructive discussion. And yes, as you mentioned about me, I'm from Greece. I was appointed in secondary education, the public sector, but then I moved to primary education. And this was amazing because I had the chance to work with students of 6 to 12 years old. And I realized the immense potential that children this age have. We talk about an immense creativity and more flexibility. And this is the period when I experimented first in STEM education. It was until 2016, nobody knew what is STEM. It was very new. It was not popular. So during this period, I had the chance for innovative programs, teaching particle physics and primary education to be initiated in the world of STEM. And after this, I wanted to spread and diffuse this vision through my position as a teacher now in the curriculum of education from 2017 till now, where I introduced many innovative projects. I introduced STEM workshops inside the ministry when students of primary and secondary education are coming there materials, and through awareness sessions and seminars that we're conducting these sessions for the last 12 years. It's about cybersecurity and all the challenges that students are facing because of the cyber world. But, this topic is very interesting today that we're going to discuss because actually, I could say that in my country, the cuisine is one of the, we could say, healthy, the easiest healthy eating systems in the world because it closely follows the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is based on lots of vegetables, olive oil, legumes, preparations. So yes, we have a very rich, healthy diet with fresh salads, with proteins, with balanced traditional meals. However, I want to mention here that the challenges nowadays, especially we talk about schools, are huge because nowadays world children are less about not enough food environment, habits, overexposure to ultra-processed options. So many children now get a large share of calories from packaged snacks and fast food, from sugary cereals. So why this it matters? It matters because all this stuff is high in sugar and salt and refined fats. They're low in fiber and nutrients. And also it's easy to overeat because this nutrition is engineered to be very palatable. So this shift in taste preferences towards sweet and salty foods early in life, it's very alarming. And also this excess sugar intake, especially in drinks. Sugary drinks are a major driver. In fact, so you can see here the tooth decay, rapid energy spikes and crashes, energy crash, the higher long-term risk of weight gain. Even fruit juices can be problematic when there is no whole fruit there. So what we see that all children, many children, our students actually, they don't manage to meet fiber or vegetable targets. So we see a decline in fruit and vegetable and fiber intake. And the result is, of course, the poor gut health, is the constipation, which is very common in kids, the low nutrient variety. We see that the whole foods are usually under-consumed compared to snacks. And what we call grazing culture, I don't know if you're aware of this. Grazing culture is when we follow irregular. So instead of having structured meals, many kids now eat constantly snacks between meals. They eat in front of screens, or they have irregular meal timing. And why this is a problem? Because there are weak hunger or fullness signals. Now, when you are in front of the television and you eat popcorn, for example, there is more passive overeating and less appetite for balanced meals. And something which is also the subject of very recent studies here in Greece, it's about the screen time linked eating. Screens strongly influence eating behavior. The distracted eating means what? Means take the food advertising. Food advertising creates cravings. The reduced awareness of fullness. This is one of the biggest modern shifts, I could say, compared to past generations. And let's not forget about sedentary lifestyles. Unfortunately, me too. I'm suffering from this, from sedentary lifestyle. So less outdoor play now for students who are all day in front of the smartphones and the tablets. Less outdoor play, more sitting, is lower energy expenditure, weaker appetite regulation, increased risk of excess weight again. So this interacts strongly with diet quality. Many students also, I noticed that many students have sleep disruptions, late bedtimes, inconsistent routines. So this has effect on increased hunger hormones. They have more cravings for sugary foods. There is reduced impulse control about snacks. So sleep is often an overlooked nutrition factor. Of course, this healthy-looking processed foods, many products are marketed sometimes as healthy, but they are not. For example, yogurts, flavored yogurts with high sugar, or fruit snacks, or fortified cereals with added sweeteners. This blur the line between real food and processed food. So I could say that the modern childhood nutrition challenges are mostly much convenience food, too much screen-linked eating, too little structure around meals and sleep. That's why nowadays, the last years actually, our ministry have started some campaigns and in collaboration with some private companies, private sponsors. They try to integrate in schools now healthy meals in some programs, which sometimes are funded also by the European Union. They invest a lot on school meals in Greek schools, public schools. So we talk about healthy Greek meals. Students can taste, for example, olive oil as the main fat source, or overbaked something with instead of fried foods, small portions with lots of salads, etc. We're taking some initiatives in order to help students, but in general, these are more or less the problems. And before starting discussing now about the healthy habits, I want to say about the myths. What are the myths? The first myth is that they say that kids need special kids food to be healthy. Have you heard about this myth? That many kids products like yogurt or cereal snacks are just marketing with extra sugar and additives. So this is a myth when we want to say that we need special kits for students. This is the reality, that children don't need separate food. They need just appropriately portioned versions of regular, minimally processed foods. Foods like Greek yogurt, for example, or eggs, or beans, or vegetables, or fruit, or whole grains work better than most packaged kid snacks. Another myth, they say that fat is bad for children. This idea comes from all the low-fat diet trends, which is the reality. The reality now is that children need dietary fat for brain development, for hormones, for energy. So the issue is not fat itself, it's not the problem, but excessive ultra-processed fats plus sugar plus combinations. The fats from nuts, olive oil, or fish are beneficial. Another myth is they say that sugar makes kids hyperactive. This is one of the most persistent myths. So what the reality is that the studies say, well-controlled studies do not show a direct causal link between sugar and hyperactivity in most children. So what does happen is that sugar often appears in contexts like sleep deprivation, the stimulation, which creates the illusion, and we could say that it creates a peak of energy and then there is the crash. Usually this is how sugar works. Meats like milk is essential for strong bones. Dairy is useful, but not the only portion. So dairy is helpful, but not mandatory. Or kids should finish everything on their plate. You remember this? I was saying this, my parents. Kids should finish everything on their plate. So this can backfire. The reality is that forcing clean plates can weaken hunger or fullness awareness, or it can increase overeating habits later in life. So the better approach is that parents decide what and when, but children decide how much. And this means that health eating must be, they say that it must be complicated. Many people overthinking. The reality is that most benefits come from simple patterns. What are the simple patterns? More whole foods, more water, less sugary drinks, regular meals, fruits, vegetables daily. Try to be aware of snacks. Snack is fine when it supports energy needs, when it is structured, when it includes real food or protein, fiber. The problem is that mostly frequent ultra-processed snacking, this is what usually children prefer, unfortunately, not snack themselves. So the bottom line is that most children nutrition problems don't come from wrong foods in isolation, I could say. They come from overly processed food environments, from marketing-driven choices because of the advertisement, advertising and marketing, and from inconsistent routines, of course, I mentioned about the structured meals, and the misunderstood rules, like the fat fear or forced eating, etc. So, yeah, I started with the challenges. I don't think in India, I don't know what is happening. Do you have the same problems? Because we have high rates in obesity, child obesity here. I don't know. You are muted. You are muted. You are muted.
Ma'am,
You are
unmute
muted.
yourself.
People are actually not aware of the right kind of nutrition to be given to children for the right reason. And that is why, as early as 2.5, 3 years, the children are suffering from a lot of low academic performances. And this is happening because of concentration. This is happening because of concentration and lack of concentration, lack of attention span, and
Yeah.
just give me a minute. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So less lack of concentration, less attention span, and they are not having well developed fine muscles in hand. These three factors are interconnected to the brain: the auditory, the visual, and the plexus. When we study about child psychology, and as you are into STEM education, so connecting all these things together, what do you think, ma'am? Does proper nutrition, as per age appropriate level, does it is it connected to these kind of uh, learning disorders in children as early as 1.5?
Yeah. Okay. first, we need to understand, we mentioned about brain also, and we need to realize why do children often prefer junk food, even if it's unhealthy.
Yes.
So children's preference for junk food isn't random. It's a mix of biology, of brain development, and learning from their environment. Um, so unhealthy doesn't register to a child the same way it does to an adult. So instead, the brain is tuned to reward, what we call rewarding eating, to novelty and energy-dense food. So their brain is wired for high reward foods. Children's brain are still developing, especially the reward system, the dopamine pathways. So foods high in sugar and fat and salt trigger
Yes.
a strong pleasure response. Junk food also is engineered to be extra appealing. Food are designed to maximize palatability, the intense sweetness, the strong saltiness, etc. Let's not forget also that children are more sensitive to taste compared to adults. Kids are more have more taste buds or stronger taste sensitivity. They are more responsive to sweet flavors. So that's why broccoli, for example, can taste too bitter, while candy tastes are perfect. And children, unfortunately, don't just choose food biologically. They learn preferences from advertisements, from school environments, from rewards of the type, finish your healthy plates and then you will get a dessert, you will get a chocolate as a rewarding. So immediate reward beats long-term thinking, but the prefrontal cortex, what is happening, which is responsible for planning and self-control, is still developing in children. So children tend to prioritize what we say, this tastes good now, over this is healthier later. So long-term consequences are abstract, so taste is immediate. So we talk about biological preference for sweetness, the brain reward system, the fact that early development needs energy, so they have a high energy in needs, the taste development, etc. So what we can do now, what we can say is, first, let's not forget that food acts as fuel for the body. It's much as the same way gasoline powers a car, but with far more complexity and precision. So instead of simply burning fuel, our body breaks food down and converts it into usable energy through biological processes.
Yes.
So when we eat, our digestive system breaks down food into smaller molecules. Proteins become amino acids, fats, fatty acid, glycerol, carbo becomes glucose, etc. Then we have a cellular respiration when we turn nutrients into energy, different nutrients, different roles, and proteins mainly used for building and repair, but they can provide energy if needed. Fats, they help with long-term storage. Uh, Carbohydrates, this means a quick energy source. And if your body doesn't need energy right away, glucose is stored as glycogen, liver, and muscles, and excess energy is stored as fat. So later, when energy is needed, your body taps into these stores. So in certain terms, we say that food fuels your body by being broken down into nutrients, by powering all body functions, from breathing to running. So what foods, this is what the students, children now asking, what foods help us feel active and focused? This has to do that the key here is choosing foods that support stable blood sugar, good brain function, and long-lasting energy. First, about whole grains, because they offer steady energy release. Whole grains like brown rice, whole wheat bread, they release energy slowly. They help maintain focus for longer periods. They prevent sudden energy crashes, and they are rich in complex carbohydrates and fiber, which keep your energy stable. The second party that is a second option is protein-rich foods. So this means brain and body support. Protein helps repair the body and supports brain chemicals linked to alertness. Could be eggs or fish or chicken, beans, chickpeas or yogurt or nuts or seeds. Protein also helps you feel full and prevents energy dips. Definitely the fruits and vegetables, which offer vitamins for brain function. So fruits and vegetables provide vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin B, antioxidants that protect brain cells, natural sugars for quick but healthy energy, like bananas, like spinach, like oranges, blueberries, and the healthy fats, which help for the long-lasting brain fuel. The brain needs fat to function well. So through nuts, or like almonds or olive oil, or fatty fish like salmon or avocados. These support memory, focus, and long-term energy. And of course, water, which is often forgotten but essential. Even mild dehydration can cause tiredness, can cause poor concentration, headaches. So drinking enough water helps us, our brain stay alert. We see that the difference between the foods that give quick energy and long-lasting energy, I don't know if you understand that. We have on the part the quick energy foods for fast fuel. So they provide instant fuel. An energy spike is often followed then by a crash. They are rich in simple carbohydrates, things like bananas or grapes or honey or sugar or sweets, etc. And on the other hand, we have the foods that digest more slowly, providing a steady release of energy over time. So what we call long-lasting energy foods or sustained fuel. What they do, they keep blood sugar stable. They help us stay for longer. They provide consistent energy. Some examples: the legumes, the nuts, the foods with protein, the whole grains. So these are rich in complex carbohydrates, often combined with protein and fats. A smart strategy, you don't have to choose one or another. Combining them works best. For example, banana plus peanut butter, whole grain toast plus honey. This gives you both immediate and sustained energy. So let's not forget the role of protein play now in most of the popular diets now. They say that include protein because it's about growth and development, about building body structures, etc. The vitamins and minerals are very important in younger children for brain and learning. Nutrients such as iron, iodine, and vitamin B are crucial for brain function because they support memory, concentration, and capability. So a lack of iron, for example, this can lead to fatigue, tiredness, and difficulty focusing in school. Vitamins like A, C, and E help strengthen the immune system, making children less likely to get infections and helping them recover faster when they are sick. So immune system strength. The energy production, vitamin B, help the body convert the food into energy. So without them, children may feel tired, weak, or less active. So good nutrition in early life, because it's important to mention this in early childhood, this helps prevent the future issues such as weak bones, poor eyesight, all developmental delays. Um, and of course, they say that when children form good, healthy habits, this stays, of course, until later in the adulthood. That's why the critical age is the early childhood for this. So in short, I could say that vitamins and minerals act like the building blocks for a child's body and brain. So a balanced diet is the best way to ensure that children get everything they need for healthy growth and development.
So my second question to you, ma'am, is as per your observation and connected to STEM education and science also, do you think supplements are a good replacement with healthy food or a substitute for healthy food with the disadvantages and advantages? Just share some few points on that. How supplements create, and a lot of people are now taking supplements. Even children are being given additional supplements because of deficiency as early as 2.5 years.
Yeah, this is a wonderful question. Here also in my country, this has sparked many times the debate. the issue of supplements. So what is happening? Food supplements are not a core part of school nutrition programs, for example, in most European systems, but they can play a supporting role in specific cases. What they are for example, they are concentrated sources of nutrients such as vitamins or minerals or omega-3. They are not meant to replace meals, forget this, only to fill gaps. What we could say is that schools actually here in Greece prefer real food. So we prioritize fresh meals, olive oil diets, but we can say that we promote the last year's supplements, especially in case of diet, especially in case of diet, because there are these case deficiencies. And in Greece, for example, most of school children are generally well nourished compared to global average, but there are still a few recurring micronutrient gaps that show up in public health studies. So the most common deficiency for Greek students is vitamin D. A deficiency is the most common. And why it happens in Greece? Because even though Greece is sunny, deficiency is still common because children spend more time indoors in school, in screens. And sunscreen reduces vitamin D synthesis, so there is limited intake of vitamin D rich foods. This is why there is a vitamin D deficiency. In this case, yes, we recommend supplements. In iron deficiency, especially in girls, and why this happens? Because of the low, for example, consumption of red meat, of iron-rich foods in some diets, or when there is a high intake of low nutrient snacks replacing meals. Usually adolescent girls are those who are affected from iron deficiency because of menstruation, and children with limited variety in diet. So here you can understand the effects. There is a low energy, tiredness, difficulty concentrating, reduced academic performance. And another insufficiency is with iodine. It's mild, but it's relevant. Why this can happen? When there is a reduced use of iodized salt in some households, or there is low seafood or dairy intake in certain diets, and this can affect thyroid function. It can impact growth and metabolism in severe cases. So iodine insufficiency is very also important to take into consideration, and calcium and overall bone nutrient gaps, the calcium deficiency, because some children drink less milk or yogurt, or there is replacement with sugary drinks or snacks. So the effect is that they have dental health issues in some cases, or not optimal bone development during growth years. So in this case also, the supplements are important for this category of children. And for fiber and general diet quality gaps, it's very common to see low vegetable and legume intake in some children and high intake of ultra processed foods that I mentioned before. This causes constipation, poor long-term metabolic health patterns. In general, the tendency is that the overall nutrition is still better than is considered by the supplements. But of course, in these cases I mentioned before, when there is a vitamin D, for example, for students, iron deficiency, or calcium-related intake gaps, or iodine insufficiency, then we can recommend supplements. I think this is.
I mean, that's right, because you're connected to STEM education, and there is a little bit of science connection also. So a lot of things are happening not only in society, but in terms of school children also, as per my experiences as a school leader now. So my next question to you is, what scientific innovations are improving in terms of nutrition today, as per your scenario, your views, observations, and connected to the real life? What scientific innovations are improving nutrition today, which are benefit also for human beings?
Yeah, this is wonderful question. First, I want to say before this that teachers can, of course, be engaged in hands-on experiments inside the school for teaching. They come in, for example, they can organize workshops like how children they can grow their own food. What they can do, they can grow sprouts, for example, in a jar, or they can plant spinach or fenugreek in small pots. So in this case, kids learn where foods come from and understand freshness and nutrients. Or they can learn how to build a balanced plate activity, plate activity. Give students pictures, for example, of a real food models and ask them to create a balanced meal plate. This helps them visually understand nutrition balance. Or the food testing experiment. So we can mention about iodine, and they can test iodine on rice, on potato, or the sugar test in drinks. Compare chips versus fruits. Discuss the energy levels after eating each. Hydration experiments, so they can track water intake for a day. They can observe effects on focus, energy, and mood. Or can keep a food or mood diary, what they eat and how they feel afterward. This helps connect nutrition with mental well-being. The mini kitchen science also, they can make, for example, curds from milk or observe fermentation. It introduces science behind everyday foods. So yes, scientific innovation in terms of nutrition is improving quickly in several important ways because now we have seen that with the discovery of with AI, of the discoveries in many discoveries in medicine, in physics, in material science, in all these fields, what we notice is first one, the personalized nutrition. What is this? Instead of one diet fits all, researchers now use genetics, blood
Yes,
markers, and even gut bacteria to tailor diets to individuals. This helps people manage weight, diabetes, and energy levels more effectively. Here in Greece, we have many institutes who provide personalized nutrition help, and it has very, very effective. This has helped a lot of people because every organism is different. Everybody has different needs, have different metabolism. So we can't say, I have this amazing diet, take it, and you and test it and
that's
experiment.
fact, very
No,
fact, very
no.
fact.
Yeah,
Very
this
true.
doesn't happen. Yeah, we can't use all the same diet. Yesterday, I had a
Understood.
friend.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a friend yesterday who called me and told me that she followed the diet of Beyonce, the singer. So I told I told her, asked her, what is this diet of Beyonce? Because I don't know. And she told me that
Right.
this
Very
includes only water intakes, etc. So
right.
this is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
So the first one is this. The second has to do with gut microbiome science, because we know now that trillions of bacteria in your gut affect digestion, immunity, and even mood. So new research now is developing foods and probiotics that support a healthy microbiome. I have issues also. I'm taking supplements for a microbiome many years now for my stomach. So this is very effective. Uh, and also the new innovation now is about tracking because now we have apps. We can have wearable devices which track immediately our calories, our nutrients, and our blood sugar in real time. So this helps people make more informed eating choices. And this, of course, means that we have the control of what we eat on real time monitoring. Scientists also are improving crops to contain more nutrients naturally, helping fight malnutrition in many regions. So we talk about biofortified foods, for example, iron-enhanced plants or vitamin-rich rice, especially in developing countries. Another trend now is what we call alternative proteins. It is lab-grown meat and plant-based proteins, which are becoming more advanced now. The most popular company is Impossible Foods. These companies like this are creating foods that aim to match the nutrition of meat with less environmental impact. And already organizations like the World Health Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization, these are using large-scale data to improve global nutrition guidelines and fight malnutrition. I think that now we are facing, we're experiencing a revolution in this field. And there's no forget also about organic also food. Organic food actually is made in this way. It can be there is a debate also about, but in general, the innovations in nutrition are more or less this what I mentioned.
Wonderful. And my last question over here is, how can communities reduce malnutrition across the world? Not only in India, but I think it's a very bad situation everywhere. And after pandemic, people have started hoarding stuff at home in case of something like this natural disaster happens or something like this calamity happens. And the people who are not able to afford food, they suffer loss of appetite. Either they are not getting access to the food across the nation after pandemic. So according to you, how can communities reduce malnutrition in children?
I think in India you have this kind of issues. Have read also.
Yes, yes.
Okay, communities can make a big difference in nutrition and malnutrition by both improving, of course, access to healthy food and daily eating habits. So the most effective approaches usually combine education, affordability, and local food systems. So many nutrition problems come from cost or availability, especially now, for example, here in Europe, it's happening after the war between Russia and Ukraine. The last years, all products, nutrition, but everything is 10 times higher. And this became worse now with the war with Iran, etc. So I know firsthand what is happening. We go to supermarket and the prices are extreme. So this, of course, causes the same issues that many households don't afford to get, don't afford a healthy diet. So what we can do is communities can support, for example, local farmers market, or they can create community gardens or urban farms. This is a good idea. Or encourage supermarkets to stock fresh produce in low-income areas, or partner with food banks and meal programs. I mentioned that for schools now we collaborate with private institutions, philanthropic institutions, who provide free school healthy meals to students of underprivileged students in low-income areas. Already this is happening. So these solutions help reduce what we call food desert, where healthy food is hard to find or expensive. So create community gardens or partner with food banks. The second has to do with school-based nutrition programs, provide free or low-cost healthy school meals, or other nutrition education classes, teaching cooking skills early. No, last week, I wanted to say,
Yeah.
to say this.
Yeah.
Last week, the first news of the television, the first news was that in Greece now people don't cook anymore, and for supermarkets say that the number one thing that they sell is food. I mean, the ready-made meals. It's the number one in sales for supermarkets. So what we're doing, the supermarketers are trying now to raise awareness. So they organize campaigns. They go to schools and they teach to students cooking skills, how it is important, why it is motivating. They try to encourage students to learn to know to cook early in their lives, because this is not happening in Greece now, more or less. Me too. I admit I don't have time to cook, unfortunately. Sometimes I prefer no ready made meals. But yes, we know we need awareness. That's why I said before, a combination of education and awareness. So more campaigns. I think most people like clear information. So run workshops on healthy cooking and budgeting. Teach how to read food labels. Take a product, you have to see how many calories this product has, how much salt, how many fats. Promote simple balanced diets using local foods. Use social media or local clinics to spread the guidance, and support vulnerable groups, because malnutrition
Exactly.
often affects specific groups more strongly. So communities can provide targeted support for low-income families, for families with for more than 3 or 4 children, which is rare now to find, but there are already families with many children, for pregnant women, for elderly people, for refugees. Now in Greece, here we have a great number of refugees or displaced populations. My programs may include food vouchers, supplements, free meals, and the key is to improve, of course, the food quality, not quantity. So community encourage reduce sugary drink consumption, lower salt and ultra-processed foods, more fruits, more vegetables, and even small dietary shifts can reduce obesity and chronic disease rates. So long-term improvement comes from local production. Communities can support small farmers, they can encourage sustainable agriculture. Now we have also AI, which helps with
Yes, yes.
sustainable precision farming, reduce food waste through sharing programs, and build short supply chains. So communities need to work on 3 things together: make healthy food available, make it affordable, and make it understood and culturally
Yes.
acceptable.
Wonderful, wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah.
So now we are coming at the end of the session. I will be asking you the rapid fire round. That is 10 questions at one shot. So you will be given 10 seconds to 12 seconds to give the answer. This is called as a rapid fire round, especially for Rania ma'am. So the first question to you is, ma'am, brain's favorite fuel. Which is the brain's favorite fuel? And as per your knowledge, brain's favorite fuel.
Okay, glucose.
I'm sorry?
Glucose.
Oh, yes, yes. Uh, gut or brain? Who texts first? Gut or brain? Who texts first?
Yeah, this needs a discussion. But, I could say neither wins in a literal sense. But if you ask me who the body prioritizes for energy and survival decisions, I could say that brain takes priority over gut, because the brain
Definitely.
has a top survival priority. Gut is important, but it's not a top priority.
Yes.
बोलो आईने सब झाले मग
Third one is one snack that kills focus.
One snack that
Kills focus. Focus. That
battles. What battles? Focus? You said.
focus. Concentration, attention span. Focus.
Yes. You say battles.
What is that?
You told me one snack that
One
kills back.
snack. One snack that kills our focus. Are not able to allow us to focus on a particular thing or divert our attention. What is that? One unhealthy snack or healthy snack or whatever.
Um, Fast sugar spikes, which are caused by all these ultra processed food sweeteners, etc.
Okay. Okay. Fourth
The
one is
candy chocolate bars, the sugary pastas, all these things.
okay. I think our chocolate is called as a happy hormone chocolate. When you cry or when you're feeling overwhelmed or when you're feeling sad, people give you chocolate to boost your what do you call that? What gland is called?
Look,
What hormone is called?
yes,
And
look
what?
what is
Yeah,
happening. What is
yeah, yeah,
happening?
yeah,
Why
yeah.
focus drops? Why focus drops? Because the brain depends heavily on steady fuel,
Yes,
what we call glucose metabolism. When glucose rises and then
yes,
falls quickly, then
exactly.
neurons get inconsistent energy, attention becomes hard to to maintain, and fatigue signals increase.
100%.
So better options are snacks with protein, with fiber, with healthy fat, with slow digestion, like a yogurt with nuts or apple with peanut and butter, nuts and fruit.
Yes.
It's not yes.
Yes. Okay. Fourth one is water or willpower. What helps attention more? Water or willpower?
Or willpower.
Water or willpower. What helps attention more?
Okay.
Sometimes
Water.
this can be
Water.
this can be
Water.
chemical. Water, very good. Okay.
Hydration is a physical requirement for the brain to function well.
Exactly.
Willpower is a mental resource that depends on that function. This is the
Yes,
difference.
yes.
Fifth
Fifth one is fifth one is skipping breakfast makes you dash. When you
Yeah,
skip breakfast, it makes
the
you
problem is not only with breakfast, but in general, when we skip meals, some recent studies say that when we skip meals, this is this is harmful. But for breakfast, for many, we talk about school-age kids and teens. If we skip breakfast, it
yes,
can affect
yes,
energy,
yes.
focus, mood, especially during the first half of the day.
Exactly.
Because blood glucose regulation, it's about this. After a night, for example, fasting, your body already has lower glucose availability. So if you skip breakfast, energy levels may start lower in the morning. Attention memory can feel less sharp. Fatigue or brain fog can appear earlier in the day. So skipping breakfast is something which affects.
Makes you lethargic. I think
Yeah.
lethargic. Yes. Okay. The sixth one is sugar high or sugar crash, which hurts learning mood. Sugar high or sugar crash. Falling sugar or increasing of the sugar, which hurts our learning, our performance more.
Yeah, actually, I could say both because what the people call a sugar high, which is followed by crash, is mostly about how fast blood sugar rises and falls after eating sugary or low fiber foods. So after eating something high in sugar, for example, a candy, glucose enters the blood quickly. The brain gets a fast energy boost, so you may feel more alert and more energized. But this phase is usually short. Then we have the crash, which is the drop in energy, which is the insulin response. So in response, the body releases insulin to move sugar into cells. So if the sugar spike was large, then blood glucose can drop quickly afterward. Then this leads to fatigue and brain fog or irritability, etc. How to avoid the trust, I could say, to keep energy stable is to combine sugar with protein or fat, choose whole foods, eat fiber. Sugar high has to do with fast energy spike, which is short-lived, and crash has to do with insulin-driven drop in blood sugar.
Exactly.
The brain prefers steady fuel, not spikes.
Yes,
And that's
definitely.
none of this. We don't want not crash,
When you
not.
when you drink so much of cola drinks and all, they feel you a little bit dizzy after
Yeah.
the most of the high, what do you call the aerated drinks and all. Yeah.
No, look, okay, many times when we have to work in the night and I'm eating chocolates, I feel energized immediately.
Yes.
But after there is a crash and you want more. You feel hungry. You feel hungry and
Yeah.
you want more chocolate.
Like for example, for me, I need coffee. So coffee energizes me to work at night. So
I think that coffee is a myth because I'm doing, so many years now. I have stopped drinking coffee because I have stomach issues many years. So I stay light at night without drinking coffee, and I feel very, very energized. So I think that coffee actually is a myth. I don't know, but anyway.
the seventh question is protein builds muscle and dash. Protein builds muscle and what else?
Proteins, between proteins and
Protein builds muscle and what other part of the body? Proteins.
yes, proteins. If it's
Yeah, it builds what other part of the body? Protein builds muscle and dash. What do you
What
think? Muscle
what
and
part of the body? What part of the body protein builds?
yeah, muscles are there. Apart from muscles, what else?
Okay. Our body builds muscles and repairs actually tissues using
Yes.
protein. So protein is actually is building material. When you eat a protein, it gets broken into amino acids. Amino acids travel in the blood, so your body uses them to build the muscle organs, hair, nails, create. So
Most of the ladies suffer arthritis as fight. Is it because of lack of protein or is it something else?
yes, the problem is the ultra processed food which do not contain protein and all these healthy elements. This is the problem.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
the unhealthy food habits. This is the main.
Wonderful. So now eighth question is first body part to complain when you are dehydrated. Which is the first body part to complain when you feel dehydrated?
I love your questions.
Like for example,
Okay.
you are currently
Yeah.
walking from work from home, from work to home, and you're not getting the conveyance, you're not getting the transportation access, and you're not getting any source over there to keep yourself hydrated. So, what is that first alarm bell ringing in your body? Where what clicks you? What which body part complains you when you feel? You look here and there for water. You look there and there for some kind of a drink to be given so that your body starts getting that rhythm to continue the travel.
Yeah. I could say the brain for me.
Yes, brain.
The
I think
brain complains.
brain is the main part that gives signal to all the other things. Okay.
Mhm.
And last one to you is healthy minds start with healthy
Bodies.
and and what is that? And
Healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy habits.
oh yes. So I think that was wonderful interactive session today connected to science and nutrition in school children as a overall multi-dimensional interactive session connected to why nutrition is not part of the subject to be taught in the school so that children are mentally active, teachers are highly focused, and they also are aware of the basic important ingredients, the important nutrients available to keep their energy levels. So I think because of all this, the teachers face a lot of burnout also because of overstress, brain work and brainstorming, then writing lesson plans, curriculum, and then bombarding them onto the children, and the children not getting to kind of a proper, what do you call, the balanced kind of a rhythm. So it was wonderful to hear from you, ma'am, and definitely more highly knowledgeable from a STEM educator connected to a little bit of science and nutrition. So thank you so much. And before we go, children learn with their brains and grow with their bodies, fed by what's on their
Yeah.
plate. Real food habits, calm minds, strong focus, and steady moods. Not perfection, but protein, water, color, and joy at meal times. When children feel nourished, their whole aura shines. And this is where Raina ma'am has expressed her own knowledge, her voice on this show, MasterChef with Science and Nutrition. We express our gratitude to ma'am for being with us over here and looking forward to many more insightful nutritional sessions ahead also connected to different topics on what is actually lacking in our system, what is lacking in the studies and in the academics. So definitely thank you, Sanya ma'am. Shubhangi, do you have the certificate of Rania ma'am?
Yes, if you allow me, I want just one message so to parents.
Yes, yes, please,
I want
please,
to give
please.
that.
One message to the parents, to the
Yes.
educators,
Yeah.
to the founders, and to the society as a whole.
Yes.
Uh, yes, ma'am. Wait a minute.